Hi, my name is Adam Yoder. I'm an associate professor here in the DPT program at Allen College. We are up here on the 5th floor of Allen Hospital in Waterloo, and this is the dedicated physical therapy space, just coming off the B elevator where students might come up to the 5th floor. And I just want to show you around this really nice space that we have here for our DPT students. So let's get started. This is our main hallway coming off the elevators, and down this hallway we've got dedicated student study space. We have lockers for students to store their backpacks, laptops. We have faculty offices for faculty to hang out while they're here on campus. We have a student kitchenette area where students can hang out for lunch, fridge, and microwave in here. And this is where students often bring their lunch onto campus, and then they don't have to go out off campus. This is one of our student study areas where students have access to come study during the day and after hours. They have a nice desk area, student hangout space to study during the lab immersion weeks, and then also during the week or on the weekends. If students are local, they can come up here and study as much as they want. This is our student break and kind of conference room. This is where students come during lunch, during the lab immersions. They can keep a lot of their items in here and hang out here during the lunch hour. So let's take a look. So in here we've got a monitor on the wall, and students can hook up their laptop to study as a group if they want to do that. Tables and chairs for lunch. We have microwaves and fridge for the DPT students while they're here on their lab immersions. So I'm standing here by the lockers for the physical therapy students. Students, when they come up to this space, they have badge access. So faculty and students are the only ones that have secured access to this area. And one of the features is lockers for the students. So students can store their belongings in the lockers when they're here for their lab immersions, or if they're just up here studying during weekends or extended hours. Down our hallway here in the DPT space, we have changing rooms for the men and women. So during lab, students may need to change into shorts, tank tops, and that kind of thing. So let's go in and take a look. So we have benches here, space for students to change into clothes for lab. Down the end of the hallway is our South DPT lab. So we'll go in and take a look here at our lab space. The labs are key card access, so only students can come in to the lab. In this room, we have a long hallway. We have lots of TV monitors on the wall, so students have really good view of whatever's being shown on the monitors. We also have new state-of-the-art treatment tables that are powered up and down, battery operated, and we have a really large space. This is some of the brand new anatomy models that we have for the DPT program. This helps the students do as gross anatomy as well as learning from some of the anatomy models that we have here. In our new DPT program here at Allen College, we also have brand new equipment that students have access to in lab.
Hi, I'm Chris Weidman. I'm assistant professor here at the Allen College Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I'm also the director of clinical education. We're going to take you in and we're going to show you the faculty research space that we have up here on the 5th floor. So in here we have a state-of-the-art faculty research space. It's equipped with a Woodway treadmill that goes up to 15 miles an hour on both inclines and declines. We use that both for metabolic testing, cardiovascular testing for research purposes, but also students have the opportunity to come in here with faculty and get hands-on experience with some very high-tech research equipment. We also have a core balance trainer used both for balance training in our DPT labs, as well as for research on balance reactions as well, and a Monarch cycle ergometer, which we also use for research on metabolic capacity and exercise physiology testing. One strength with our physical facilities is that this space up here on the 5th floor is devoted to the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. So one thing I think that separates our space from from maybe a lot of other hybrid programs out there is that we have devoted space for our program, and we have a lot of high-tech audio visual here too as well. For example, we have a motion activated camera here in the DPT South Lab, 5th floor South Lab. The camera picks up the instructor when the instructor enters its line of sight, and then as the instructor moves, it follows the instructor. So the instructor can be completely hands-free. They can come here in the middle of the lab and they can demonstrate manual skills, transfer techniques, other patient care skills that we're working on in lab. And the camera will follow the instructor around, and it will broadcast that to the large monitors as well as to each of the individual monitors where the students are practicing.
All right, now we're exiting the DPT Lab South lab space that we had, and we're moving through the commons area where the students can hang out in between lab sessions, and then we'll enter into DPT East Lab, which looks very similar to our South Lab, but we have a few different features in here than the other lab. We have TV monitors placed on the columns as well as the two big ones on the wall here. So students really have good viewing of whatever the instructor is doing or showing during the lab immersions. We have lots of natural light up here, a good view off the 5th floor of Allen Hospital.
Visual affords us a lot of opportunities for our students in terms of not just classroom experiences and not just sort of, kind of mock-up or case scenarios that we would run in lab, but the ability to actually work with departments within the hospital to provide real-life opportunities to interact with professionals in different departments in the hospital. And I think also too, with Allen College being primarily a health sciences, health professions college, the opportunity to experience interprofessional practice is very important, and it's something that we can do really, really well here at Allen College. Students have the opportunity to interact with nursing students, the occupational therapy students, as well as a whole host of other medical professions education students, as well as actual medical professionals that are working in those fields.
Yeah, it's just like an amazing space. We're up here where you have the room to study and to print stuff off, and we can even put our lectures and watch our lectures all together as a class up on the TVs.
Honestly, I was impressed. The tables in there are really nice, and so to have that space to learn and you're not like crouched over students or other faculty is really nice.
This space is special because it's truly just us using it. I feel like we're made a priority because of the amount of space we have and the environment that we have.
Well, I think there's a lot to like and appreciate with it. For starters, the access after hours and on the weekends is really nice. You don't have to go in there at certain times. It's a little bit more flexible. The equipment, the tables, everything is new and there's plenty of it.
The student lounge is super cool. There's currently 2 microwaves there. It's a good time for us to decompress, and we kind of leave that space to leave our studies out the door and get to know each other as friends.
I don't know if there's other programs that quite have facilities like this out here.
I feel like it's a really warm, inviting space. It's completely surrounded by windows where you can get, a beautiful view of Waterloo itself, but also be able to kind of have that natural light come in, conducive, I feel like, to, an inviting learning environment.